Hi there everybody, just a short lesson on nets, elevations and 3D content. So we're going to just kind of remind you of obviously what kind of these things are. You're not going to get an awful lot of these in exams, but it's worth covering because it is in the syllabus and you need to be aware of it. So a net essentially is an unfolded three-dimensional shape. All right, you'll have come across these. You might have done these in primary school. The idea of obviously kind of constructing something, and if you're ever unsure, get yourself some paper, get yourself some stuff, and literally have a go to see whether or not you can make the three-dimensional shapes out of things. All right, so cube that you'll come across more often than not looks something like that. So you've obviously got 6 cubes. All right, so not 6 cubes, 6 squares which fold together to make a cube. Another one might look like this one, so a square-based pyramid. So you've got a square, and then obviously you've got the 4 triangles which kind of fold up to make the pyramid. And then the one that is probably one that I hope you kind of remember is the idea of net of a cylinder. So a cylinder has 2 circles and then a rectangle in the middle of it. All right, so when they kind of fold up, the rectangle kind of circulates round and fold basically the tall bit of the outside of the cylinder. All right, so that is an important one, certainly when you're looking at surface area of cylinders. That is the one which we're kind of worth kind of noting. All right, same with the rest really, knowing what you've currently got and how it's kind of put together. All right, so you must be careful that the faces are in the correct position so the shape is able to fold correctly. So for example, this particular one wouldn't fold up. All right, so when you try to fold it up, it wouldn't actually make it. So you can potentially just try some of these if you want. So we are going to look now at isometric grids. Isometric grids is a way of drawing 3D shapes. So vertical lines are drawn as normal, but you need to draw horizontal lines at angles, and it's a way of showing it. All right, so if I ask you to draw a 3D shape on here, so we're going to do the vertical lines, okay, and then the horizontal ones. So you've got to decide which one are going to go. So if you're going to do vertical, you've got a 3 there and a 3 there, okay. So the base is 5 centimeters to draw this at an angle. So you've got 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that should be 5, shouldn't it? And then that height is going to be 3, and then along with it is going to be 2. So there you're going to be 3 dimensions. So you can see you've got that one there, and that one there. And then you're going to go along the edges. You can see so straight up. So all your purple ones are going to be the same. All your red ones are going to be the same in the same direction. All your greens are going to be the same. All right. And the problem with this is obviously I've drawn it the wrong way completely. But that should be 4. I'm sorry, that should be 4 over here, shouldn't it, rather than 5. But you get the idea in terms of how you're going to kind of put it together. Right, elevations. Right, this is how good you are in terms of looking up and down. Okay, really is a case of how you can kind of visualize it. So an elevation is when you're looking down on the shape, but of course you might have a plan, you might have a front elevation, or you might have a side elevation. So really depending on what you're asked to do will tell you how you're looking at it. So it's about your perspective on it. So if I'm looking down, I want to try and figure out what you're going to see. Well, looking down on the shape, you'll see this bit, all right, as a 2 block, and you'll see these 2, and that's all you will see. All right, if I look from the front, you're going to get this bit and this bit, and look from the side, you're going to get that bit and maybe that bit. All right, so let's have a look at the plan. So plan is those 2, like I said, they're the only ones you're going to see. So when you're looking exactly face down on it, it's going to look like that. All right, obviously in red, but it's going to look like that. When I look from the front, you're going to see these 2 and these 2, and that's just going to look like a square, all right, when you look at it, all right, because it's only one high, so it will look like that, all right, because you won't really see the fact it's got a slant to it. And then finally from the side, you're going to see that lot there, so that's just going to look like 4 bricks, and then you've got that diagonal, which is going to look like that. All right, so that is elevations, okay. So there's bits and pieces in there which maybe you're going to want to have a look at. There are also some questions on mathsschool.co.uk for you to kind of have a look at and practice at. But of course, if you need to kind of remind yourselves of the techniques, then obviously please come back and look at the video at any time. Thanks for listening.